Hi everybody. Jean here. I'm talking to Russell Lunda, one of my great friends today. He is quite an expert in what he does in the whole digital marketing field, and he's going to tell us a bit more about what he does. So yeah, over to you, Russell. You've been in this game for how long?
Uh, about 10 years now that I've
Okay.
been in the digital marketing industry. I started off as a software developer, believe it or not. I studied software development in varsity, and whilst I was studying that, I'll design websites for friends and families here and
Okay.
there. Once I finished, went on and started working full time as a software developer, but still on the side, as a side hustle, I'll design websites for people, manage their social media stuff. Um, but then it got to a point where I was getting so much work from my side hustle, I then decided to make it my main source of income.
Fantastic. And what I understand is you are also good on search engine optimization or organic SEO matter.
Yeah, that's my I want to say that's my main source of income at
Yeah.
this point. Um, I genuinely believe that a lot of businesses can benefit from getting organic reach on their websites. I'm sure you are aware it
Yes.
gets really expensive to do sponsored ads on social media and on Google.
Something amazing happened in my world. My website's 10, 12 years old because we've also been around for a long time.
Mm,
And coming the 6th of January, it was like the sluices of a dam opening up.
mm,
I just got leads from my website. And every time I asked the people, how did you find me? They said, I Googled content marketing or social media marketing or whatever the case may be.
mm,
And it just made me think of all the effort that I put in the past 10 years to
mm.
get my websites ranking up is really paying off. And that's what you will do for other clients as well.
Yeah, it's trying to make sure that when people search for the products and services they're offering, that it's their website that shows up as at least the top three.
Yeah.
Because if you're below that, you're not really making an impact. But to touch on why your website was actually performing well in January, you get off a lot of these New Year's resolution kind of people,
Yeah.
right? So within December, they are thinking about you, John. And in January, when they have a little bit of money, you are the first person they'll contact.
No, that's pretty true. And I'm also experiencing it now, beginning of February. And I'm sure after financial year end,
Mm.
we'll probably see the same. People have a need. Where do they go? They go to Google and they search for you. And it's almost to me like they're a bit skeptical of the paid ads. They don't want to do click on a paid ad because those guys are expensive.
They are. And you are absolutely right. A lot of people tend to run away from
Mm.
ads. And sometimes ads can be deceptive. Remember, when you are running ads, you're trying to target as big a group as possible. So I might be searching for something, and when I see an ad, it's not really saying or telling me what I'm searching for. It's the organic page or the organic results that actually tells me the services offering that we're giving. Plus, with organic reach, it's someone that's close to you, right? And
Yes.
and
Yes.
people at the end of the day still want to interact
Yes.
with their service providers face to face.
Experience I have is people who contacted me is they saw I was in this specific
Exactly.
geographical area like Linwood. Now the beauty of Linwood is it's close to everything.
Yeah.
But besides that, even as far as Centurion and Pretoria is,
Mm.
people found us because we're on the map.
Mm.
And then the argument is, but you're close to us, so we can. It's not going to be like I have to
Yeah.
work with somebody in Cape Town or overseas. It's really this is my type of people. I want
Yeah.
to work with them.
At the end of the day, people still want to interact with people, and people
Yes.
still want to talk to people. And I guess that's where we benefit more.
Yeah. Russell, your company, Akaweb, where did you get the name?
Oh, that is a great question. And not many people ask me that question. Um, I grew up in KZN,
All right.
all right? And if I have a child, I'm probably going to give them a Zulu name, probably. There's a big chance that I'll do that.
Awesome.
And so when I was starting my company, the first name that came to mind was Digital Marketing Media. but that was too long. I wanted something shorter, but something that said that I'm an African and I live in Africa. And so I asked a couple of friends, my Zulu speaking friends, what does build or create or design mean in isiZulu? And building means Akha in isiZulu. And we build websites. So we build websites, Akha Web.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
I also learned something. It's a quite cool name,
Yeah.
and it's unique. So, in your company, you provide a variety of services. I've asked you to do a website for one of my clients because I had a look at all your websites, and I think the build quality of your website it's great. You accommodate mobile, you accommodate the potential to enhance your SEO quite extensively. So that was one of the big things that I decided to start throwing my business your way. But what is your specialist area in Akaweb?
I'll probably have to say the SEO stuff is my speciality. I I love designing websites, and the SEO works hand in hand with the websites.
Yes.
If a website is well built, then the SEO works. So we start off with building websites well first, and then offer the SEO services later on because they work hand in hand.
Yes.
And we've worked with businesses whose website kind of looked okay, but the SEO wasn't taken into account initially, and so a lot of things had to be redone. So a good client for me would be someone that wants a website done, but in the long term would also be interested in the SEO.
Another question, and now I'm catching you a bit off guard. So we have a website. The SEO is running fantastically. You still need to get conversions from your website. Are you somebody that is a firm believer in a funnel sort of setup, or are you also moving towards the spin wheel or the spindle wheel that they starting to talk about these days?
Um,
Sorry, pause.
no.
You know where I am now.
Yeah, no,
with
I
that.
get you.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to feel like they're dealing with actual businesses. The sales funnel with a lead generation or landing page works for getting leads, but I think there's space to integrate that into a normal website. So what we try and do is to have as many call to actions on the website as possible.
Okay.
Right. So when someone lands on the website, on the top left-hand corner or right-hand corner, we want to make sure that there's a phone number that they can call or a button that can take them to a contact page to fill out the information.
Yes.
But I also think that it's important for people to know what other services you are offering. So it's important for the website to have links to your other service offerings.
Yes.
If your entire objective is to get leads that you can give to your salespeople, then the sales funnel on the landing page works great. But I think there's a nice balance for both of them.
I totally agree. I think from my experience also is funnel with a bunch of text that actually takes you to a certain thing that people don't have time for that anymore. Getting to this the 4-7-11 concept, you're probably familiar with that as well, where you get a lot of content that's being shown to a lot of people on a regular basis is actually the way to go. Where do you see the role of social media coming into your marketing as such? So, yeah, what's your view of the role of social media in digital marketing?
You touched on it exactly there. With the SEO and the social media, my job gets easier if the social media account is being kept up to date. Because sometimes what then happens after someone has found a business that they think offers the services they're looking for is to try to look for that business elsewhere, to see on social media if that business exists and they're posting regularly. They also go on Google reviews to see the reviews of that business. They also go on LinkedIn to see if there's actually people working on that business. Sometimes they might even go to TikTok to see what kind of content that company is posting. Right, so it works in correlation together, where you have the SEO working, you have the social media working, and that then builds trust for someone before they decide to make a purchase.
You know, that's my big philosophy in the marketing sales world, is I'm not going to buy from somebody I don't know or don't trust. I mean, I bought from Timo, and it was a success story. So I might do that again, but initially I was very skeptical about this.
You know, I've never
Chinese.
bought from Timo.
Probably a lot.
No, I've never bought from Timo.
Not.
No, never.
Okay.
I've never bought. Like, I see the ads appearing
Yeah.
on my feed all the time, but whenever I click on it, they give me a wheel. I'm just like, no, I don't want to do this right now.
No, but you get discount and all sorts of things.
Yeah,
I mean,
but like,
what
my brain is just like, no, this is probably a scam.
makes me a typical consumer, because your first purchase is supposed to be very discounted and so on. Listen, it's a sales trick, and I think the Chinese
Is it
really,
working?
really you only get it the first time.
No,
next
but then
time-
they're outdoing Amazon now.
Yeah.
They're putting out a lot of ads everywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. Get your attraction with good offers, taking you to a page, and then trying to upsell. Interesting enough, the other day, I didn't focus quite well. I just see DJI drone, and I bought it, and then it was a stand for a DJI drone. Anyway, so yeah, people should just be careful what they buy, read it properly. But I think the online sales part is also growing. But again, this is where social media. I got the ads on social media. That's why I reacted. You know, being a little bit naive, but
Yeah, but then, Jean, don't you think that it also helps that you've heard someone say that they bought from Temu and actually got their products, and that makes you feel a bit more comfortable?
to be honest, on Timo, I could go and read all the reviews for
Yeah.
that specific product.
Ah.
How manipulated that is, I'm not sure. It probably is. But at least it creates a bit of trust in the bigger scheme of things. The same with Takealot. The same with all of these other platforms. But that brings me a bit to what we discussed earlier. You've got quite a vision of where digital marketing platforms, and specifically things like TikTok, the possible acquisition of Elon Musk or one of the other Americans of TikTok could play. What would your dream app be, which could possibly be from TikTok or X or one of those platforms?
I'm glad we're actually touching on this because it's something that's been on my mind for a long time. Things started off with, like, I think from your age, MySpace. I don't know if you guys use
No,
MySpace.
that's a bit before me. I just missed
Right.
MySpace.
Right, and then there was Facebook that came through, Google, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Instagram, and now TikTok is the biggest growing app. You have the AI stuff that's also coming in with the ChatGPTs and DeepSeek from China. But I think the next breakout app is going to be something that contains a little bit of everything. Because at the moment, you download one app or you download a bunch of apps on your phone to get everything done.
And nothing talks to each other.
Yeah, nothing talks to each other, which is not the case in China, because China kind of skipped the computer stage. They went straight into smartphones.
Really?
Yeah, right. They completely skipped. Most of especially Asia, let's use Asia
Yeah.
in general as an example. They completely skipped computers. They went into smartphones. And I think that's also something that's going to happen in Africa, where we're going to skip computers and most people are just going to have smartphones. And it would help if you had one app, which is what's happening in Asia, one app that has everything that you need. An app where you can book your Ubers, an app where you can make bookings for your hotel. You can buy your groceries from there. You can make bookings for your dentist or doctor. You can do travel stuff, accommodation, everything just bundled into one app, which is what WeChat is doing in China. It's just one app with everything in it.
Okay.
And the Americans have realized that that's the next big thing.
Yes.
And that's what Elon Musk is trying to do. He's trying to turn X, which was then Twitter, into a super app that has basically everything that you need, payments and etc.
Because when it's on Mars, that would be the one app you only use on Mars.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm always thinking that, technology will probably be much different when there is a civilization on Mars. So it would probably have to be as easy as possible.
Do you think that's going to happen in our lifetime?
Well, Donald Trump said he still wants to see the guys land on Mars. Now, I looked at something with the Mars and the Earth being close to each other. He might be lucky. We might be lucky to see a spaceship from spaceship going to Mars. I don't think humans will be in this next 4 years going there, but I think before 2030, it's entirely a possibility.
Well, let's hope for the best then.
Yeah, I'm a big supporter of SpaceX. I think what they've did is great. Lastly, we have various forms of marketing. You can run ads, you can do nice posts, you can do remarketing, which we haven't touched on really. You can do a variety of things to build your brand. You can even network like we do, BNI. But what about influencer marketing? Where is that going? How can you start? What's your advice for young people out there?
It's probably one of the more underrated forms of marketing that businesses consider. And I'm not talking about having 200,000 subscribers. That's not really an influencer. That's a business, right? Here they have an entire team behind them with campaigns that they're running. It's an established business. But I think what can work is micro influencers. So people with 5,000, 2,000, even 1,000 subscribers promoting content in an authentic manner, where it's first-hand experience. People do or try to, how do I put this? People buy stuff that they've seen other people buy. Think of Timo. They're very good at using micro influencers to promote their stuff. And it's working for them, because I'll use an example. My wife wears spectacles like you.
Yeah.
And spec service is really expensive when you want to buy spectacles. She went on social media and she saw other women buying spectacles from LensSmart. Not sure where LensSmart is, but they are buying it at the fraction of the cost that you'd get at your normal.
Okay. What's it? LensSmart.
Yeah, I think it's LensSmart.
Okay.
It's a fraction, and she's only buying from there because she saw micro influencers, people that don't have that big of an audience, promote it and take pictures and show the packages arriving. I think that's going to be more influential than you seeing a big influencer, which is really a corporation that's doing this, buying. So if you are thinking of becoming an influencer, it's worth looking into. There's a lot of businesses that are more than happy to reach out to you, either give you a free sample or come to some sort of arrangement so that you can promote their content.
I totally agree. I think the trust factor, and especially if they follow you because you're beautiful or clever or there's something strange about you, well, interesting about you, is the next way to go. And it enables all of us to start marketing your passion, for that matter.
Yeah, but then one advice that I can give to people is, don't try to go too broad. Work with businesses that are in the same kind of or sphere or context sphere that you're in. If you normally talk about cleaning products, work with companies that offer cleaning products or stuff related to home-based stuff. Don't go start promoting a web design company like me.
No, I agree. I think there's an opportunity for everybody to make themselves famous, build trust, and never disappoint. Once you've disappointed, you've lost it.
Yeah, that's right.
But your followers is something nobody can take away from you. But also don't stop, because then they will just lose interest. So once you've started to do what you ever do,
consistency is key.
Consistency is key. Even if it's once a week, people know once a week there will be something new that you publish. Russell, yeah, I think we've touched on everything. It's awesome to always chat to you. You know, every time we chat, we can't stop. So thanks for your kind words and your great value. Yeah,
No, I really appreciate this, Sean, and I hope that this is not the last time that you're going to do
for
this.
sure not.
Whenever we sit down, bubbles or light bulbs
Yeah.
rather start going off in my head for ideas of how to improve my business, but also how to improve the reach that that my clients get. So thank you for your contribution.
Perfect. Thanks, Russell.
Okay.